I'm Eric Martin, news editor at Board Game Geek, and I'm here in the back of my car to take a first look at a new release from Repos Productions. Stylishly packaged in a DHL box. Let's take a closer look. To start with, let me point out that this copy of City of Horror is an advanced production copy made with the final artwork but non-final components, which is why everything is taped together and composed in funny ways. Your goal in City of Horror is to survive the zombie onslaught for as long as possible. Or at least push other people in front of them first. Your score at the end of the game will be the sum total of the characters that you have still alive, based on whether they are rested or exhausted, as well as the number of antidotes you've collected, aside from the antidotes needed to keep your characters zombie-free once they board the helicopter out of the game board, plus any cans of food that you've collected, because everyone loves people with cans of food. It's just the way it is. That total score will be your score, and if you have a higher score than anyone else, you win. In City of Horror, each player will have a set of character cards. The character cards come with a large value on the front, on the rested side, and a smaller value on the back, on the exhausted side. Each character has a special power, such as the little boy who can hide, the housewife who kills 2 zombies with her menacing umbrella, the teen who can choose a movement card after everyone else has revealed theirs, the granny who cannot move. That's not a special power. What is that? That's a disadvantage, pal. The special agent who can decide who the zombie leader will attack. The geek who will drive a zombie from one house to another. The rocker who functions identically to the geek, as all geeks would like in real life. The thief who steals a card. The blonde whose non-stop screaming draws a zombie to her location each turn. The pregnant woman who can cast 2 votes once she delivers her child. Each player starts with a hand of action cards, with the number of action cards differing depending on the number of players, and these cards can be used at any time, even if you're not in a location. They must be used before a vote, however. The powers are shown with icons at the bottom of the card. This card kills 2 zombies. This card creates a place to hide. This card lets your character rest if it was already exhausted. However, not for the pregnant woman. You cannot insert babies back in the womb. This card lets you steal a card from another player. This card lets you steal votes from another player. This card lets you look at the impending zombie invasion for the future turn. This card lets you move zombies from one location to another at the risk of possibly blowing something up. This card draws 3 zombies to a certain location. Why would you want to do that? Because you want people to die. They're your enemies, or your opponents. You want to take them out. Why are you playing this game to begin with? Crush them! As in Repos' Ghost Stories, the 4 boards of the game have an A and a B side, which provides variability to the game. They'll be arranged randomly to construct the board each time. 0 hour. This is when you start the game. You have different starting cards, which determine how many zombies start in each location. Here we see a sample setup for City of Horror for 5 players. You can look at up here. We got the secret agent and Granny manning the watchtower with some zombies down below. We have the geek and the Japanese schoolgirl hanging out at the church. Every geek's fantasy. Oh, wait a minute. There's a thief in the church. As shown on this board, each turn in City of Horror goes through 6 phases, starting with number 1. Anyone who's on the watchtower. Thank you, Granny. Thank you, secret agent. You get to look at the upcoming zombie card and see where zombies are coming. Number 2, each player chooses a movement card. Each player has an individual hand of movement cards, and each round you are going to choose 1 card, such as the bank, and move one of your characters to that location as long as there's a free space to do so. Number 3, you reveal the zombie card. Each hour, a new card will be revealed from the 4 available, and they will have some combination of zombies, antidotes, and cards come on the board. Usually where you don't want them. As the clock progresses, more things happen. Zombies start moving from one location to another, in addition to more and more zombies coming on the board. No antidotes. Oh, just 1. Hope you get it. Hour 3, even more zombies. More movement. Once you get to the final turn, 2 sets of zombie movements, lots of zombies coming on board. This 1 here in the center shows that the zombie leader advances 1 space. to attack the person who thought he was safe for that turn. Sucker. Number 4, players take turns moving from house to house, starting with the start player. When it comes time to move for the turn, you reveal your movement card, the hospital. I see. And you move one of your characters, your choice, the Japanese schoolgirl, grandpa, the little girl. Who do I want to move? I want to move someone to the hospital. Unfortunately, at this time, the hospital is full. If you cannot move to the location of your choice, you must move someone to the crossroads. Crossroads is the most dangerous location because as long as there is one zombie in place, the zombie leader is going to kill a character of the color indicated on the circle. Goodbye, Rostakai. Unless, of course, Rostakai leaves before the time comes around. In which case, purple guy gets it. If purple's not around, yellow's going to get it. Somebody's going to fall prey to the zombie leader because he's just that way. Number 5, you resolve the locations in numerical order from 1 to 6. Each location in City of Horror has a special power that can be used by the players who are in this location. Okay, so green and yellow get to peek at the upcoming zombie card because they're in the watchtower, keeping watch over the entire city. In the church, you get to exchange an action card to refresh one of your characters. As always, you cannot refresh the pregnant woman. In fact, even saying that phrase sounds bad. In the bank, you can discard an action card to change the person who will be attacked by the zombie leader in the crossroads. In the armory, you can discard a card to get another card. Sometimes useless, sometimes better than useless. In the hospital, you can discard an action card to get an antidote. This is one of the only ways to assure yourself of getting an antidote since the other antidotes are dropped randomly on the board. The problem, of course, is that the hospital will be overrun with zombies and you will die. Piles of antidote. Zombie antidote. Wait, I'll board this crashed ambulance. As you go to the hospital and trade cards for antidotes, or antidotes are dropped on board with the helicopters, they will go in particular spaces. Each antidote, as you can see, is worth 1 point. However, you need an antidote for each character of yours who is alive at the end of the game. That antidote prevents the character from dying to zombie plague and is thrown away and not scored. Any extra antidotes that you collect, haha, will be worth 1 point. In the crossroads, you can exchange an action card for food. Food will be worth a random number of points. 1, that's sad. 3, much better, you hit the jackpot. Each location has an attack value, and if after players have finished carrying out the special power in a particular location, after they finish using their cards, if this number is met, in this case 4 or more zombies, in this case 3 or more, in this case zombies more than the number of characters in that space, and in the crossroads 1 zombie, that's all it takes, then the zombies attack. How do you determine who dies when the zombies attack? You take a vote. For each character that you have in a space, you get 1 vote to determine which person has to suffer a death in that space. How do you vote in City of Horror? Well, let's turn to another Repos Production release, Cash and Guns, in the time-honored tradition of raising your finger, counting to 3. 1, 2, 3, and pointing at someone. You will die. You. If there's a tie for determining who will die, whoever holds the star player marker breaks the tie, even if that player is not in the room. When one of your characters is killed, that character is out of the game. You can use a character's special power at any time before a vote takes place. And you might want to do this in case someone's going to die, in case you can't make any negotiations to get people to vote for you, in case you have nothing to offer to help people see things your way. In the Geek's case, you can use a special power to move 1 zombie from a location to another location. You can, of course, use this to attack someone. When you use a character's special power, you're going to reduce the points granted by that character should that character be alive at the end of the game. Some characters are worth a lot of points. The problem is keeping them alive. Granny, for instance, Granny can't move. Granny's in a walker. Granny's under real trouble. It's good to put Granny in the watchtower maybe so she can stay alive, but of course other people want to send zombies their way. They want to cause trouble to Granny. You can use her special power to move her once. Her value drops tremendously, but that's what happens to Grannies. If the zombies attack, then after you take a vote to see who dies, you determine how to split the goods that are airdropped in during that hour. How you do that is, once again, a vote. This vote, like the previous one, takes place somewhat like Cash and Guns. Everyone raise a finger. 1, 2, 3. What you're doing this time is voting to see who distributes the goods. No matter how many goods come on a space, the person who is voted as the distributor can keep only one of those goods. keeps the one he wants, and then he gives any other goods on that space to any other person he wants, even if they're not on that location. Lots of back and forth, lots of take that, lots of scratch your back, you scratch mine going on. One important thing to keep in mind during a vote to decide how to split goods in a space: if there is a tie, then no one gets anything. Some cards, when you play them, have an explosion marker on them here, such as this card, which lets you move one zombie from one location to another, or this one that lets you kill 2 the zombies. When this happens, you put an explosion marker on either the water tower or the armory, your choice. Why is this choice important? We have 3 spaces on the water tower that can be filled with explosions. When a player plays a card with an explosion on it, they add a marker to either the water tower or the armory. When the water tower gets 3 markers on it, bye-bye granny. Any zombies on that space? Also toast. Who cares about zombies though? The armory also has space for 3 explosions. Get those 3 explosions in there, and no, the armory doesn't explode. But everyone must run to the crossroads to flee the burning ammunition that waits inside. Zombies, however, stay there. They like it. Warms their heart. First game I played of City of Horror, one player burned through the cards at the very first turn, very first space almost that we were playing. Didn't realize at the time quite how important cards were. Armory blew up almost immediately. Water tower on the verge of blowing up almost immediately. Spaces were wiped out. Areas of freedom removed. It was tragic, at least for him, because he had no cards and characters died anyway. Sorry, guy. Number 6, you pass the first player marker to the player who last had a character die. Aww. City of Horror is all about surviving. Problem is, you have very few resources and very few characters. You start with 5 to 7 cards, depending on the number of players, and they just go, go, go. Keep going away. They barely get replaced. Your characters, oh, some of them are going to die too. And in the end, you add up your points, add up your antidote, add up your cans of food. Precious, precious cans of food. What you wouldn't give for those beans. You see who has the most points, you see who wins.